Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Nowhere Profit. We're starting a new game today. We're going to be playing on Chosen until we win, I think. We'll move up to Burdened once we have gotten a win in Chosen. My suspicion is Burdened is probably like the way the game is designed to be played. It usually seems to be the case that like the middle difficulty is the one they were aiming at balance-wise. But yeah, let's let's try to be successful one time before we step up there. So yeah, let's do this thing. Echo Nomads. I'm excited about using all the crazy beast cards. I love Warlord. I think Warlord's great. Did we actually look at this deck much? Increase the damage of target leader attack card in your hand by 1. I wonder what the persistence of this is. Like, I guess in this game you don't... There's not a lot of like reshuffle your discard pile. You probably will never have an opportunity to play a card a second time. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Pull and push and scratch. We know a lot of these cards from having them played on us. That seems like a pretty useful thing. Although I guess that's good. That seems good. Inspiration's fine. Hidden Strike is interesting. 4 damage is gonna be enough to kill a guy a lot of the time. For the enemies, there's a little bit of a downside. This is going to be the same thing. I'm just going to talk over it. For the enemies, there might be a little bit of a downside to that card because our followers who come in wounded count as damaged already. But we never encounter people who are wounded because it would be very close to meaningless. So it should just be straight up kill guy who has 4 toughness a lot of the time. Okay, it looks like it's probably exactly the same. Mostly I'm curious if there's a little bit of a change at the end because we're using a different prophet, maybe. But if not, this might be the last time we watch it. I do love the art in this game, though. Gonna end up skipping this thing a lot in the future, for the sake of expediency, in the name of expedience. But let's take a moment here to enjoy it. Alright, heavens are shaken, glass has been made. It's all, yeah, okay, it's the same. Let's get out there and do some stuff. Is this the same too? Yep. Died and its light slowly subsided. We would find the crypt. We will do it. This time. I am up to 30% sure that this is the one. What's that? The remains of another convoy. Oh, interesting. I wonder if you get some of the cards from your last run or something. Well, that's definitely the direction we're going in. Must explore. The wagons suddenly came to a halt as an outrider is given the danger ahead symbol. There's a large herd of heavily armored rinchas blocking the road. They were completely ignoring us, since with their thick scale there were almost no predators on Soma that could be a threat to these beasts. Well, waiting for them to leave is costly. We certainly have the resources. I kind of want to get in a fight, though, early on here, give ourselves a chance to get some XP. Let's try to annoy them and see if it turns into a fight. It did indeed. Their massive alpha female turned toward us in charge. Well, let's see if this turns out to be a really, really dumb move. Alright, if you don't like a card, you can... Hey, I know how the mechanics work at this point. Maybe I have to disable the tutorial manually. I think we probably... Honestly, I don't want to have 2 Gram Ragers, and I don't think we want to have Warlord in our starter. Let's drop Lucky Hit as well. Alright, show me some... Okay, I would have enjoyed some middle cost stuff, but I'll take 3 cards I can play all at once, that's fine. There's no reason not to play these guys in the back. And then smash, smash. Do we want to drop Choking Fog, given what we've seen here? Probably. Okay, that's fine. Am I allowed to target... No, okay, I figured it was just gonna... But I thought, you know, maybe if the enemy prophet doesn't have stuff in all of its lines, then it's technically frontline in some of those, but no, apparently not. Okay, that's all stuff we can deal with. It would be really cool if we top-decked a direct damage thing, or... Oh no, what am I talking? We totally have 4 damage already. Who do we want to put the Bless on? Maybe the Climber? Yeah, I think that makes sense. It turns out, red deck wins. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I don't know if you've heard the good news. Alright. Hey, that was a nice easy one. Vultures were circling in the sky, so we advanced cautiously. We came upon a vile scene, a large pack of gram dogs feasting on carcasses, fighting among themselves for the tastiest bits. It was impossible to make our way around them, but Tender spoke up. Give me a few volunteers and I'll create a distraction to get them off the road. By the way, I didn't talk about this before, but I like the fact that there are options in dialogue that require you to make your caravan huge. It's like, first of all, a reward for like playing well and keeping your people in one piece. But also, like, you're sort of incentivized to have a big convoy, which means you might experiment with like different convoy decks. I like this idea. I don't know how we'll ever get to 50 people. Well, we could start the diversion, or we just have at 'em. I'm assuming that if we fail the diversion chance, then our warlord gets wounded, which I'm not wild about. Obviously, our warlord's very useful. I'm kind of curious, though. Let's see what happens. We gotta learn what these options do, right? We kept a safe distance while our small group of volunteers left the road and started trying to tempt the beasts toward them. After a while, our volunteers started hollering and shooting in the air, which promptly got the beasts' attention and led them away from the road. We took that chance and passed their feeding grounds quickly. So, is that all the way dead? That's 2 wounds, yeah? There's a cross. That's crummy. After leaving the scene of the carnage behind, we made camp. When night fell, the volunteers returned to us, wounded and without Tender. When we sat down to treat their wounds, the horde that followed them rampaged into camp. So we have to fight anyway, and we took 2 wounds and also lost Tender straight up. That's hugely bad. Like, incredibly bad. When a wounded follower with 2 or more life points joins your side. Okay. Well, that's crummy. Do we want Crash Jacker? I guess is the only question. I think the answer to that is no. We'll hold on to those, though. Okay, a Wrenchable. That's fine. It's about as exciting as the Crash Jacker was. Well, that guy's getting scratched. That guy's, like, super getting scratched. You've made this so attractive, you fool. And then it's Rage plus the damaged guy. It probably gets 1 damage in and then gets eaten. Is that how I want to do things? Maybe how I want to do things instead is Hidden Strike and just play the 2 Gram Ragers, right? Go to the dome a couple of times and... Oh, right, I went second, so I'm so used to going first and thus having 3 energy. Do I even want to play Bolster then? It's pretty good odds we're playing Wrenchable next turn, so yeah, I guess play it late is better than not play it. And the pups have not yet learned to charge, apparently. Yeah, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to do anything other than this. And then that makes the Wrenchable a lethal threat. I guess I should have played the Wrenchable... Yeah. That's a mistake. Should have played the Wrenchable in front of this guy. I mean, I guess that's provided that I actually do want him to survive, which is, I don't know, maybe the case. Okay. I don't think we need to play push. Yep, that's a misplay on my part. So if I push this guy, he becomes not targetable anymore, right? And so I don't have to kill him? Yeah. Okay, cool. I need to play people in the same row more often so that my push and pull shenanigans are more effective. I'm still having a little bit of trouble, if you couldn't tell, wrapping my head around the paradigms. A blissful afternoon was interrupted by the shrill warning whistle of an outrider. Shrill warning whistle of an outrider. Listen, someday I'll learn to read. Directly next to the road were the glistening bodies of a ruster swarm. Ah, we know about this. Well, I am inclined to strike first. You know these things are going to wake up and attack us. Couldn't allow a multitude of rusters to suddenly wake up and attack us from the rear. I gave the sign to raise hell and obliterate the dormant machines. When the first of them were hit, the swarm activated itself and returned fire. I was kind of hoping we were going to get like an effect from having shot first. Apparently not. So... it's like deserter in the corner behind the rocks, and then... yeah, that makes me want to not hold the Bleak Rider for right now. See if we can draw something a little bit more 2 cost. Okay, that'll do. Ooh. We should definitely destroy these religious materials. So I'm going to throw up... do I want to play the deserter back here, though? I'm wondering if maybe the smart move is to play him in the open where he can participate in combat. Given the numbers that we're looking at here and everything. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And we're going to bolster the 2-2? Or bolster the 1-1 into a 2-2? Jesus. Well, that's certainly an enemy. Alright, my life is definitely going to get a lot easier if that guy's infected. And then we're going to go 2 to your face, 3 to your face. I think we'll kill this thing if it is convenient to do so once we know we have lethal. And then we put you in front of him. Look at that. I can be taught. Maybe. He says that now before checking to see if it was actually a good thing that he did. Okay, please just don't play any removal spells or anything with taunt. Please don't meaningfully change the board state at all. Okay, great. He did exactly the thing I was hoping he would do. Who wants a blessing? Well, let's do this. Oh, I can't do that trivially. Hold on. So we want to... if I push you... you're just going to go back in front of the thing, right? It's not going to actually... oh no, okay, it does swap them. Well, that's super useful, and exactly what we needed. Then I think we're going to give the blessing to this guy, because like making 1-1 guy into a 2... well, actually, you know, making him into a 2-1 might be actually pretty good. Yeah, we'll give him the blessing. Do we not have... oh, he can't attack. What am I talking about? We'll give him the blessing, because that's how the game rules work. We could have given it to one of these guys. I think it was the thing we did there was fine. Dead bodies of our enemies littered the area, and then we went to the teacher's shrine. I want to learn to be a banshee, obviously. There's an active market here, so we can sell the thing we picked up earlier. Sorry, things. Wait. Go in through the market interface. We have bones, and also rocks, and also a thing that is neither bone nor rock, if you can believe it. I know it sounds like a fairy tale. Alright, we're going to look at all this stuff later. I want to look at the teacher first. Learn from teacher to add a new card from that class to your leader deck, or meditate to earn a focus point to pull stuff out of your deck. I want to learn a card. Teach me a weird card. Select a convoy card in your hand, reduce the cost of target card by 2 and all your other... wow, that's interesting. I mean, it's going to, in the long run, probably save you energy. Probably. But it means you don't do anything for a whole turn, and that feels kind of crummy with the way our deck is structured. Fill a row on your side with decoy constructs with taunt. That seems great, actually. We have so many low toughness guys. Deplete is definitely interesting as well. I think I'm going to take decoy phalanx, though. I think we have a lot of immediate use for that. And then we could still buy ourselves some Crusader armor. I see no reason not to. When a follower joins your side in the last column, that follower gains taunt, 1 use each battle, and then also I get an armor, dismantles into lure, which could be useful. I think this is a reasonable thing to do with 13 batteries. And we got to do this and make sure that I actually remember to equip it. Okay, and do I have enough batteries for the first level up? I totally do. I feel like this is starting all right, except for the thing where we lost our warlord. Stun and push seems like a good card. Or spark for that acceleration. I think Inspiration is definitely not it. Stun and push could be really useful, but so could Spark. Like, establishing a little bit faster could be the difference. We're racing enemies down very effectively right now. I think I'm going to take Spark because it's very on theme. Maybe I will be sad that I did that later. We're going to get a knockout, and it's going to turn out to be the best card ever. Alright, well, I think obviously we move forward. Outrider reports an odd machine ahead of us, spurting out garbled sentences. When we approached, the Ruster construction hissed something's requesting support at us and activated its blasters. Maybe the machine was signaling for support, so we engaged it before it was too late. Well, we think we engaged it before it was too late. Do I want to mess with my deck? Do I want to pull the wounded? I think I'm going to pull this guy. The wounded Graham Ranger is actually just more effective than a normal Graham Ranger, so he can stay. I'm actually totally cool with most of this. We don't need that. That's a good start. Also, food. Unfortunately, it's behind 8 health worth of trees. And apparently they're going to try to steal my energy drink. We might be able to get this via pushing or pulling, though, so I'm not too stressed about it. Let's go ahead and play this guy. Do I want to play him and then drop something in front of him? Probably not. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do this thing. I mean, the odds of us using Choking Fog are so small. I guess we can drop that. Alright, Slice was a pretty good draw. I mean, we have lethal. What am I doing? I'm sitting here doing math. Do we want to... I probably want to... I think I want to bless him, right? So if we bolster, we're just unfortunately saying goodbye to that that food. Yeah, the game's mechanics with creatures usually not being able to block really incentivize fast play there. Alright, do we want to swing over and grab this food? I don't know how much food it's going to be. But like if we did, it would be like move here, move back, move there, move back, and then continue on. Do I expect this to be at least 20 food? Honestly, I have no idea. Let's just do this and then move on. It was in the darkest hours of the night when we suddenly heard a commotion on the edge of camp. A raider, his face painted and his body decorated with human bones, wielded a knife as he stood over one eye. It's weird that usually they show you who they're talking about. Behind him, other raiders were trying to carry off 3 tied-up followers into the darkness. With a sharp battle cry, we threw ourselves onto the attackers. How dare they? Who got wounded? That doesn't matter. Or again, it is even a positive thing. I gotta remember Challenger's entrance. We gotta play our biggest guy first. Also, I guess I can focus, can't I? Do I want to pull something? I'm not actually sure. I think with the aggressiveness of our deck, Bolster's actually pretty good. If I was going to remove something, it would probably be either push or pull. And frankly, I can see solid uses for both of them. I like Slice, I like Scratch. Lucky Hit is fine. It's a little bit of card disadvantage in a place where we don't really get a lot of cards, though. Maybe I dropped the Lucky Hit. Yeah, I'm not wild about it. Just like, given the relatively small number of leader cards we see over a game, taking a card that is necessarily card disadvantage feels a little bad. I am maybe fine with the Spark Shaman. Maybe that's okay. Let's let's keep all of everything here. So we'll play a Rager this turn, and then next turn we can either Hidden Strike Climber or maybe Spark Shaman if the situation demands it. So what is this? This is altruism points, and that is a luxury item. Those things are bad. We do not want them to get destroyed. Why am I standing near all these spore pods? Oh, right. In order to trigger Challenger's entrance, I have to put it here, so I can choose not to, which I think I did want to there. Ow. How dare you? Well, I think we want to blow this guy up, right? And then I probably want to just go to the face right now, and we can try to resolve the problem of all of the loot later. Do this, play a black scale. So we've got lethal. We got lethal plus. Ooh, not anymore. We know. No, we still do. When I said lethal plus, I meant we could also get a thing. We still have lethal, obviously. So as much as I want the loot, I'm thinking our position's a little precarious here, and maybe we just want to take that kill. Here, let's cycle for a charge card. If we had drawn a charge, then we could have taken home one of the pieces of loot and also done the thing. But I think I'm going to settle for doing the thing. It's a good person to have a blessing on, too. Also, 18 food. Smoking ruins of a battle-ravaged convoy lay before us, its previous owners scattered dead around it. But there was movement. A squad of armed men and women made their way inside the wreckage, taking whatever valuables they could, and murdering the few survivors still moving. Well, obviously, that's my job. That's my stuff, and those are my murders. Acceptable. Yeah, this certainly lets me fill my row with garbage. What are you? Attacker's convoy gains batteries. Okay, I want that. And we want to get wrapped in thorns if we can. Okay. Well, I don't think this is very complicated, this first turn. I guess the one decision we have to make is, do I want to play Decoy Phalanx instead of the Black Scale? I think the answer to that is no. But we do actually have kind of a weird, like, positioning problem here, don't we? Yeah, I might intentionally play here and then just eat that rock with my first attack. Because otherwise things are going to get really awkward for us really quickly. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I think we just want to go straight to the face and then play the Black Scale. But I probably don't want to give it Taunt. Yeah. Oh, well, that's a shame. So... Spark Shaman's pretty bad here. I think we can probably just cycle the Spark Shaman for a card I can't yet play. And then... we could just kill the enemy here, right? I could bolster my Black Scale and just do the thing. Again, leaving resources behind, but there's something to be said for just, like, not allowing my guys to take a lot of damage. Then again, if we play Decoy Phalanx this turn, our guys are not going to take a lot of damage. That's just not a thing that's going to happen. But I guess it's going to be such a pain to get to the battery cache anyway, we may as well just take the kill. Because like we'd have to have a way of getting through the 2-2 without losing anybody for that actually to be a big benefit. We got ourselves a Molotov. The shattered survivors joined our band. They too had once been on a journey to the crypt when their caravan was lost to the dangers of the road. With new hope and new comrades, they took what meager belongings their convoy held and followed us. So we got our old armor back. And I'm assuming our new followers are going to be familiar to us. Yeah, the Ferocious Shambal is actually pretty good in our deck. It's like very much in theme. Okay, that's pretty cool. Do we want to keep this black scale in? I think I will. So, we also have this Molotov, which gives us... Well, it's better than not equipping it. Ooh, except that we could break it down into a damage spell. Yeah, honestly, I don't think Wild Blaze is all that good. I think I want to just break this down. View details, dismantle, give me that card. And then, do we want our Crusader armor over the Machinist's armor? I think we want the Machinist's armor, actually. What's the Crusader thing break down into? Oh, yeah, that. I'm not going to break it down just yet. We may actually end up selling it. But I think Pain as Wisdom is actually pretty good for our deck. We do not have the batteries for a level up. Oh, there is a path out of here. Interesting. I think we'll just go this way, then. I may end up, like, snaking back around to hit that food. In fact, I probably will. We came into a strange new landscape which oddly lacked any vegetation. The ground was uncomfortably hot, and the air reeked of rotten eggs. Two shabby-looking fellows with gas masks, weathered gray ponchos, and spears waited for us in the middle of the road. They warned us of the treacherous trail ahead and offered their services as guides. You know what? Since you are asking for exactly the small number of batteries I have, I view this as providence. I will hire you. Their price was high, but we might have suffered terrible losses without their guidance. The road proved to be rather dangerous. One step to the side and we could have been swallowed by sinkholes or drowned in toxic mud. Okay. Well, hopefully whatever we prevented there was worth the 7 batteries. Our convoy approached a fortified structure. Behind a rough barricade that consisted of rubble, wire, and wooden stakes, smoke rose from a handful of buildings. The gate to the settlement was closed, and guards were watching us from towers. Yeah, we should definitely approach. Well, hold on, maybe investigate's a smart move. Maybe we be clever. We had our scouts fan out around the fort to avoid an ambush. They reported back that the settlement was well protected, but otherwise everything seemed normal. Okay, we would like to have a conversation, please. Carefully inched our wagons closer to the fort, trying to maintain a peaceful impression. The heavily armed guards stepped up and asked us to state our identity and purpose. After some commotion behind the scenes, we were allowed to enter the settlement. A commander wielding a plasma rifle greeted us. Yo, I want a plasma rifle. Judging from their posture and attitude, she seemed to be a trained soldier. I would love to recruit her, but I'm assuming that it will cost us... Oh, it's going to cost us food. You know what? I'll do 30 food. We can afford that right now. She gave out the food to her people and then joined us. I'm curious what her deal is. Apostate of the Echo. Sniper with Insight. Destroy a random enemy. Wow. Wow, that's a 9-cost card. Well, I mean, it's not that bad to put a 9 in your deck with this game's mechanics, right? We can always just scrap it away when it's not appropriate. But sometimes we're going to get into a protracted battle, and that's going to save our lives. So we're probably not actually going to get a lot of benefit from the township, because we have nothing to trade. I mean, we have food, but we don't have any batteries, and we're not going to get any batteries by going there. So is it worth going all the way out of my way to get food here? I guess these early nodes, first map nodes, are more likely to give us good stuff than they are to harm us seriously, so maybe this is a good opportunity to get powerful. We arrived at the shores of a scenic lake with crystal clear waters. The lush forest surrounding it seemed like a good opportunity to forage. I'd be real nervous about crystal clear waters in the wilderness. Let's let Mohan lead the foraging. One of the children discovered a gigantic field of evenberries. We spent hours harvesting the small, nourishing fruits, adding a substantial amount of, really substantial, to our supplies. Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy amount of food. Alright, so we do have stuff to sell. I forgot that we had picked up even more items somehow. Should definitely, at the very least, exchange these. I don't think the card from our Crusader armor is very good, so we might just sell it. Does 28 batteries get us anything new? It does not. Thruster shells would give me... Okay, we don't have any constructs. I think I'm just going to hold the batteries. I don't think we... Well, I guess we could hire with them. I'm definitely not going to buy any of those items, though. Do we want some of these guys? Revenge. If this unit is not a token, gain 1 hope for each convoy card in your discard pile. That's interesting. To be perfectly honest with you, this card looks pretty good to me, and it's like definitely a thing that we don't have a lot of in our deck right now. Then I'm thinking about this dozer as well. Having a couple of big dudes, but like a big guy with a lot of toughness is not necessarily that valuable if he doesn't also have taunt. I'm gonna take him, I think. We'll see. Maybe we don't actually end up playing him, but I'm definitely gonna take him. So we're certainly gonna play you. Do I want to put the dozer in as well? Yeah, I think I will. I'm gonna I definitely want to play the Shamball, but I want to do it after we heal it a little bit. You know, we gotta get its wound taken care of. Speaking of wounds, okay, yeah, my deck is fine. I do wish there was a little bit of a clearer delineation, you know, like where your convoy deck ends. They could have like a line so that you can tell what wounded cards are not in it, so you don't have to keep looking. I suppose you could just remember, like a normal human person with a brain might. Our outriders report hearing the sounds of an armed skirmish ahead. We cautiously advanced until we came upon an encounter between a caravan of merchants and feral warriors. The merchants had a contingent of Blue Devil mercs on their side, who defended the caravan ferociously, despite being vastly outnumbered. Well, my guess is that if we can help the caravan defend themselves, they're going to be thankful to us. If we join the attacking ferals, there is every chance that after we kill the caravan, they just turn on us, right? So a level 1 doesn't look terribly dangerous. Push bolster. I want to drop the Bleak Rider and also the push, I think? That's interesting. We could just throw out a Spark Shaman right now to have a 4/5. The Black Scale Gram represents lethal very, very quickly. In fact, the Black Scale Gram is lethal next turn. I think I'm going to go for that. We'll do this and this. And I'm going to Spark and play the Deserter, I guess. So just in case they do have a damage spell, at least we get a card off of it. And then do I want Spark Shaman anymore? And there's a chance we want Spark Shaman. I'm not going to scrap it. Okay, that's all of your energy. Oh, and you have a push, which is annoying. Oh, and then another push, which is unnecessary, it feels like. Well, this does not deal damage to obstacles. Honestly, it's not a bad card. That was not too bad on their part. So, what I might do here is play... We could have the Black Scale Gram eat the obstacle and then step the Deserter in front so that they can't just trade their Rioter for it. Oh, I guess they can just trade their Rioter for it because it just untaps when it attacks. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad for me. Okay, I have a different plan. We're going to play Jaroon Climber here. Then... because I could attack... No, you can only attack the thing directly in front of you. I was trying to come up with a way that I could have the Jaroon Climber open the way, but I'm not... that's not how the rules work. So I guess the question is, do I want to just... If we have the Black Scale Gram step into the open against this guy, he just gets to kill me. Right now, basically what I'm doing is like digging for something else relevant to do. Scratching him doesn't help. It might later, though. I guess if he wants to trade for me, he can trade for me. I'll get a card. He won't get a refresh because he's dead. And we'll just see what happens. You don't want to move. You're fine. Okay, interesting. That's a weird decision to make, unless they have some more interesting plays here, because that feels a little bit like suicide. Okay, no, it was just suicide. Well, don't think there's a play here that isn't just go for it. We're getting a lot of kinds of loot here, not a lot of hope. Wait, the Blue Devil Commander declared. We are in your debt. Please let our medic tend to your wounded. That's actually awesome. Thank you very, very much. Sorry, hold on a second. You know, I should probably do that. But, I was looking for our cargo. Yeah, we just don't have, we don't have any luxuries, right? That could be a problem. Well, we're just gonna have to hope. You know, stumbling upon some food out here on the road could be really good for us. Oh yeah, I should take the level up. Spark, Infect, and Overcharge. Wow, lose 2 energy cells is harsh. Honestly, another Infect is probably good for us. And then do we want to focus down? I get the idea behind Choking Fog, but I think we're almost never going to be able to play this. Every once in a great while, it's going to be very powerful. And I guess cards like that are way better in this game than they are in a lot of other games like this because of the scrap mechanic. I think I'm going to drop Pull. Pull lets me unscrew my own units without having to spend their attack. It lets me play like a guy behind an obstruction and then pull him and then attack with him all of a sudden. Maybe push. I was thinking like we could push enemy taunters and stuff, but I think they're both actually pretty useful. They're just the least useful of our cards. Unless it's a bolster. Unless it's one of the 2 bolsters. It might be one of the 2 bolsters. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Oh, we have a second equipment slot now. We have that Crusader armor still. There's no reason not to equip it. On hope. Finding a bunch of free food on the ground makes me feel hopeful. Crossing the road, we spotted the tracks of a herd of salta birds. Well, it turns out Mohan's pretty good at hunting. That's a lot of meat. You would think having this much food would make us more hopeful. Sharp tones of a signal whistle interrupted an otherwise peaceful afternoon. What do we got? A gang of, a gang of feral attackers armed with spears and guns. Well, no way around it. Our opponent here does only have 6 health. I think we're going to drop both of these. I like those cards, but I don't necessarily like them on the first turn. Okay, that's interesting. 2 damage to all targets in this column. Then that is a piece of equipment. Well, we could play Rager here, get you for 2, Black Scale Graham there, or like, I guess the question is, do I want to pop the Acid Plant, or do I want to be safe from the Acid Plant if the opponent pops it? We don't actually have... It's real dangerous to play Black Scale Graham, Graham Rager into the front column. So I think, yeah, we'll do it like this. You go to the face, play you here, and you can pop the Acid Plant yourself, maybe? And I think I like all my cards here. We have a Januar Bear for if they don't play anything mean, and a Hidden Strike for if we do. Or if they do. I will absolutely Hidden Strike that guy. I have no problem with that. They've turned my Hidden Strike into a 3-for-1. Well, that's an awkward set of cards. Let's go ahead and do this. That's, I think, a no-brainer. Get the acid plant out of the way. And then we're going to drop the Bleak Rider and see if we can't just top our way into something we could actually play. We cannot. Then I guess our turn is over. That's not ideal. Chieftain was pretty bad for us there. Oh no, Charge Guy! Charge Guy's really good here. Yeah, wow, look at that. Phenomenal. Phenomenal play. Well, I think the Chieftain's actually pretty okay. It might just be... Oh, but Spark says regain 1 energy. I bet we can't use it to add an energy when we're at full. We could Januar Bear and just kill the enemy. I really want that equipment, but maybe it's not sensible to go for it. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cycle you, see if we draw something relevant. We did not. I maybe should have cycled the other side. Well, the Januar Bear is a remarkably cheap kill, so why don't we play Inspiration? We have enough energy to fish and then figure this out. Okay, that's interesting. Enemy target in the frontline position. I'm assuming this will not allow me to... Well, you know what? It might count as an enemy. So, like, we do have the option of pushing this guy, dropping the Januar Bear, scratching the equipment cache, and then attacking the equipment cache to kill it. But obviously the downside of that is that it then means my Januar Bear is available as a trade for that guy, and he will take it. I might just want to get the kill here. And then we have a Blessed Januar Bear, which is, like, pretty powerful. Yeah, I think that's all we do. Blessings upon thee, bear. Hey, what do you know? Even more food. Sadly, we are going to have to take some hope damage here. It was a peaceful late afternoon when we heard warning shots from our outriders. A pack of fierce predators was on their trail. Grabbed our weapons and then, did the thing. That thing we always do. The murder. Do we want to pull... We don't want to pull the Black Scale. We don't want to pull the Rager. Okay, no, I'm fine with my deck as it is. I think I'm okay with this. The only reason we would discard anything here is in an attempt to draw something with charge on the first turn. I think I'm okay with this. We just establish some big dudes and then see what they do with it. And we have a Januar Bear. It's not the good one. Not the blessed one. But still, a Januar Bear is pretty good for next turn. So, like, we have... Okay, that's sad. I was gonna say, there's a pretty good chance we just kill him on the next swing. Okay. Well, Infect is pretty good. That gives me an energy. So we have the Inspiration, then a Spark, then the Januar Bear, then kill that thing, and then play Infect, unless Inspiration draws us something that's more relevant, which I think is a pretty good setup for a turn. Okay. That's definitely interesting. So how about slice one of them, infect the other one, get our 2 damage, and spark for the other climber. That feels pretty good, right? And then we don't have Hidden Strike plus Bear next turn, but we have Hidden Strike or Bear next turn, and who knows, maybe even better. Okay. It's not a big deal. I don't like to see that. Boy, Burst Fire would be pretty fun here, huh? Wow, Scratch was a really good draw. so we have... Yeah, we have lethal. We just scratch this guy, and then I think we want to get the killing blow with the Januar Bear. And we killed them in such a powerful and dominant way that it rained hope down upon our people, right? No? That didn't happen that way? Okay, well. We knew hope was going to be an issue. Yeah, we took some wounds, not happy about it. Scratches on the tough blue bark of the savanna trees marked this as the territory of local predators. We instructed everyone to be alert. Unsurprisingly, the beasts approached us a little while later just after dark, but we were well prepared and fought back with everything we had, because we had to. But that is a very expensive hand. I think we'll drop both of these guys. I'll keep this stuff, though. Well, we can put a lot of power on the table. So... a black scale grain behind cover can be pulled to suddenly attack. Rager here to attack. And then I'm thinking we maybe put the other black scale behind the Rager. And that way it's a little bit less likely to suddenly die to a charge, but we can just have our Rager move out of its way on our turn. The fact that it has taunt doesn't mean anything here. So I'm gonna keep these two cards though. I think we have legitimate use cases for them. There's definitely an interesting, delicate balance to be had with the injured versus blessed states. It's a cool balance. No, don't play more stuff. You're good. Just end your turn. Okay, that's not a problem. That's not a problem because we have pull. Ooh, we also have light blast. So, who wants the kill? I guess actually we have to use light blast to kill this guy, because if we don't use pull, we don't have lethal. Or if we don't use pull on our own dudes, we don't have lethal. So we light blast you, we pull you, and then we go punch punch. There, easy. And honestly, is a 5-1 for 2 better than a 4-1 for 1? I'm not sure. Actually, no, it's probably not. I might have really screwed that. I should have probably have done the blessing on the other dude, the 1-1. Ah, well. Okay, we're going to take a bunch more damage here. God, we have a lot of food. We approached the city with the sun low on the horizon behind us when we stumbled into a group of hill tribe nomads. They had set up a small camp well hidden from the city, and were in the middle of preparations, warriors covering their skin and faces in soot, leashing their beasts and readying their weapons. Surprised faces looked at us and then, commanded by a high-pitched yell from their leader, charged. I do not fear them. Maybe I should, but I'm not smart enough to. Ooh. Wow. That's really powerful. Okay, maybe we should fear them. Do I want to pull some injured people out of my deck? I mean, I hate to say this, but I don't really care about Crashjacker. Dozer and Keeper are both tough enough to still be able to do the job that we hired them for. Spark Shaman, I think, is still fine. And a lot of our cheap guys are actually better when they're wounded. That's so cool. The way that cheap Sly type creatures are better wounded, which makes them more fragile in a way beyond just having low toughness, is so cool. It's such a cool meshing of mechanics and flavor. That is a great opening hand. Wow. Wow, what a good opening hand. The only question here is, how exactly do we play these cards? I think I want to play the Rager here. Take this shot. Play the Climber in front of the Rager. And then put the Dozer there and take the taunt. I think that's good. Eight is a lot of health. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's doing stuff. Okay. Well, that turned out alright, actually. How does poison work? Destroys followers damaged by this unit. Well, it'll get through the tree pretty quickly, at least. Although, actually, I could just play... Yeah, I could just push past the tree. That's not a bad idea. So we'll do this, and this. And there's no reason to do the push now. We can do the push at the beginning of next turn. Push the tree to the back. And that way we have the element of surprise there. Okay, stealth is a little bit annoying. A random free tile in a different row and column. Yeah, that's pretty good for you. That's very annoying. Stealth. Well, it's probably like move this guy to here, push the tree, Rager. I'm gonna cycle. I guess there's nothing that I could get from this cycling the scratch that I would actually want, right? Do this and just keep going to the face. Oh, right, I just played that. Yeah, that guy just moved, rather. I think I'm gonna hold the scratch. Well, he's gonna play something big probably next turn. You know, let's cycle the scratch. Okay, a pull might actually be more useful, depending on where he plays his stuff. Yeah, a 4-3 charge is pretty harsh right now. Oh, interesting. He didn't actually kill any of my guys. So there's a non-zero chance that we could win off of that, right? We just need to draw something with charge or something with the ability to deal direct damage. So I'm trying to think. Is it better to scrap the Keeper or one of the other cards? I think I'm going to scrap the Pull. Well, that's definitely not what we wanted. The Rage guy's probably too good. So maybe we do a slice plus trade one of our guys. This is really awkward. A slice plus trade one of our guys, get him for 3, doesn't necessarily leave me with lethal next turn. We really needed to draw a card that's better than Choking Fog. Yeah, I think we have to trade off one of you guys, or maybe we don't anymore. Now that the guy only has one health left, he's less of a danger. So we just do this, and then if we have any one of our creatures left, we have a kill. And we throw you in front of something. I guess I have created the situation now where the Keeper could be killed by them attacking it with both of their cards. Whereas if I had just traded a Black Scale or a Gram Rager for it, that would not be the case. Maybe I just pass. As things stand right now, he could hit me for 7, but he'd have to... The odds of him being able to stop me from killing him are reasonable, right? He could trade off the 3-1, kill something with the 4-3, and then just any damage spell or charge creature or taunt prevents us from getting the kill. So we might need the extra body. I'll be sad if I end up losing it. But right, if he does the 3-1 into it and then the 4-3 into it, it does die. Like, die. Oh, hey. Burst Fire. Yep, and then he's going to get exactly what I was trying to prevent him from getting before. Or perhaps even better. Well, Choking Fog's pretty good now, though. Yeah, that's annoying. Alright, I guess we just sit on some stuff. I could throw the bolster up. I mean, I may as well throw the bolster up. Try to make myself immune to some damage effects, at least. Alright, so far, we're looking okay. Alright, well, easy enough. Yeah, that definitely went worse than I thought it was going to. We lost a bunch of our cheap cards there. Again, I think it's a really, really cool union of mechanics and flavor. This game has a lot of neat ideas. Our Outriders reported that we were only a short distance away from the Union's gigantic home, Pit 9. We passed a heavily fortified checkpoint. We know about Pit 9. We've been to Pit 9 before. Alright, we camp, we get some hope back. And then we have some tricky questions to make here. Or tricky decisions to make here. Obviously, we have enough food for all of the healing. Do I just heal all of my followers? I probably want to do at least 2 heals on the followers. So who did that leave wounded? That left wounded some guys that I would really like to be able to play. And I mean, we could still totally play Blackstar Overseer. And Blackstar Overseer is actually pretty good in our deck at 4-3. Oh, sorry, it was good in our deck back when we had Graham Ragers. So do I want to take another heal? How much health am I missing? I'm missing 16. I think we're going to do it like this. What does this scrap thrower do? Oh, nothing, effectively. Dismantle is fine. Damage to the face is cool. Here, let's go and sell all of our garbage. And then I think there's a chance that we dismantle the scrap thrower. We have 46 batteries. I guess I should actually look at what we could buy at the market. We might want to go out into the waste with some luxury items. That might be the smart move. Which would be a pretty huge portion of our batteries. Technopathic ammunition. Increase the damage on target leader card by 1. And then it dismantles into a card that I don't like. Hurting armor 2, and we regain an energy when we blow up the only thing that the enemy has on their side of the field. Honestly, that's pretty cool. Recon drone, when an enemy unit moves, that unit takes 1 damage. Doesn't really come up a lot. Yeah, I'm not really sure how we want to spend our batteries here. Let's have a look at the recruiting station as well. Really wish that cards like this showed you what the card they added was on mouse over. Deal 1 damage to all enemy units as revenge. All other friendly token followers are refreshed to get +2/+2. So Hunt Mistress is like absolutely a win the game immediately card in the right deck. If you have enough of those, the types of followers who produce like beast tokens. Honestly, the Menace might be pretty good for us. I think I want that. I don't think I'm going to buy any of the rest of this stuff. The Custodian's also interesting. I guess there's only one way we're going to learn what a rock does, right? Kind of want the Revolutionary as well. Let me see something. Before we do that, let's go and explore a little bit and see if our batteries might be useful. Alright, so the home of the Central Committee and guarded by the mine's military forces, the Fist. Midway up the structure, we can see what used to be the control center. We just hung around outside last time, right? Let's approach. We approach this well-maintained and fortified compound, watched by suspicious eyes. A heavy stone wall topped with barbed wire restricted access to the crane to a single checkpoint. A soldier built like a Brunta and missing a front tooth stopped us. Guru, do you know how to talk to these guys, maybe? You want in? Well, we may have something for you, the guard said, leading us to a lower part of the crane. There we were brought to see an agent of the Union, black tech sleeve covering her right arm and hand. I have a job for you, lucrative stuff. See, we have a problem with some unruly citizens. They seem to have trouble with the idea of the greater good. I want you to go talk some sense into them. Well, this sounds like it's probably going to be depressing to do, and I'm a little worried about our hope levels. Like, if we go put down some random citizens, our convoy's going to lose hope, and I don't think we can afford it. I decline. The gallows. Let's talk to the locals. I'm not into hiring help right at this moment. Okay, visited a brewery, got some scholars points. It adds up. Here we go. Absolutely, we want to sell some of our food. Looked for a place to trade goods and found a small community market where we could trade some of our food for batteries. Yeah, absolutely awesome. And the works. Caverns lead to underground mining areas called the works. Let's have Head try to sneak us in. We tried to casually blend into the chaotic mass of mining workers starting their shifts, but one of the guards spotted our lack of mining gear. Despite being noticed, we quickly managed to lose them in the crowd. However, the guards were now on high alert. Well. So, we can do some more purchasing, then. I do think we want to buy at least one luxury. We want to have a supply of stuff. What's a security sleeve do? When a follower with taunt joins your side, +0/+2. Hey, that's pretty cool. We definitely can't afford that. So we can afford to spend up to, let's say, 23-ish batteries on gear, if we wanted to. Do I want a recon drone? I think the answer is no. The technopathic ammunition might be okay. I don't exactly... Increase the damage on target leader card by 1 is fine. We have a fair number of direct damage spells. And actually, energy reload on the light grenade would probably be pretty great, actually. Yeah, you know what? This is totally worth buying. We'll buy this, and then we'll buy the one luxury good that we can afford. Okay, I think that was a reasonably successful market phase. Let me, sorry. Oh, I guess I can sell the scrap thrower then. Or do I want to... I probably want to dismantle it, actually, because I think the dismantle card is worth having. Direct damage to the enemy's face is totally fine. So actually, yeah, we want to do this, and then this. Okay. And hey, look at that. We finally got some play out of that card I thought we might never use. So what do we want to do here? We can shorten the journey by going through the Shiram Monks area. But I'm worried that this is going to be difficult. More difficult than we can stand, perhaps. Let's go this way. We'll go and meet King Lizard. So, obviously, this is where we're going to stop for now, just looking ahead a little bit. There is a Hermit's Sanctum, off the beaten path, but I mean, the way it's positioned, there obviously aren't too many different roads that could lead to it. It might be the case that the path to it is actually from the farm. It'll open up a way in there. So we probably want to at least check that out. I'm a little worried about our hope. We certainly have enough food to be able to afford a detour. I think that's going to be the plan. And it's a plan that will be executed on Monday. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I am really, really digging the mechanics of this game. We'll see how it holds up as the difficulty continues to increase. Come back next time on Monday for that, and we'll see you then.